Hello, so today we'll be discussing the poem Nostalgia by Carol Ann Duffy. I have a couple notes of the poem's analysis today. This poem I felt like was about soldiers in war coming home to life after war. From my understanding of this poem, I believed that, these soldiers had dealt with a lot of difficultness coming back home as if they've been away for so long. I believed that the theme of this poem was soldiers coming home to life after war and feeling like nothing is new, yet everything has changed. Now, what that could mean is coming home to things that you're just so used to, as if, something that you remember being exactly the same. However, it may not feel the same because there's always some things that are not the same after coming home for a long time. In stanza 1, I had gotten lots of imagery. Those early machineries, it made them ill, leaving the mountains, leaving the high, fine air to go down. What they had got was money, was dual crude coins clenched in teeth, strange foods, the wrong taste, stones in belly, and the wrong sounds. Wrong. They had ached here. Doctor, they pinned, wept, grown men, it was killing them. In this stanza, I had gotten a lot of imagery, and I could really feel like throughout the tone that they were struggling. The tone of the story, especially in this stanza, I felt was that they felt very sad and isolated and really much in pain. In the lines, what they got was money, kind of explains to me that most soldiers do go to war just for money, and it really makes readers question, is it all worth it? Crude coins clenched in the teeth, strange food, the wrong taste, stones in the belly, the wrong sounds, the wrong smells, the wrong light, every breath wrong. We recognize a repetition here, the word wrong. It kind of intensifies this stanza and intensifies what these soldiers may be going through, and it intensifies the reader's understanding of how much they may be suffering. It really allows me and allows readers to imagine what might be going on because of how much they're struggling. They're struggling with pain in their stomachs, with really strong smells, toothaches, and bad news from doctor visits. In the last sentence of stanza 1, it says it was killing them, and I had used this as another sign of hyperbole because it's a really big exaggeration. In the next stanza, it was given a name. Hearing tell of it, there was those who stayed put, fearful of sweet pain in heart and how it hurt. In the heavy air to hear the music of home and the sad pines summoning in the dwelling light of the plants, a particular place where maybe you met a girl, or searched for a yellow ball in long grass, found it as just your mother called you in the word that was out. Some could never, as we go on. To stop here, I also created some imagery to hearing the music of home could make a connection of what caused these soldiers to really ache for being home and feeling isolated and out of place from where they are. I had found a little bit, I believe, I'm not sure if it's called an oxymoron, but it's when you're using two words that have the complete opposite meanings in one phrase. And I wanted to highlight sweet pain because it's so bittersweet, as you are getting profit out of being in the military, but you're yet struggling so hard. And I felt like the author wanted to emphasize that because although like these soldiers do gain a lot of respect, they also question themselves, is it worth it? And we want to recognize that there is pain that they go through, especially when coming home. Focusing on the last part of this stanza, in the spring, when one returned with his life in a sack on his back to find the same street with the same sign on the inn, the same belling chiming in the hour of the clock, and everything changed. I want to highlight in the story that there is not really much of a rhyme scene. However, it's really significant that the author is using these keywords of imagery and imagination, imagery and exaggeration, hyperboles, and constant repetition, because it does flow to intensifies like the message she's trying to put through. To find the same street with the same sign of the inn, the same bell chiming on the hour clock, everything has changed. And I want to also say that that is kind of supporting her message of how coming home as a soldier could be so difficult, because you ache so much of coming home to where your roots are, and not being in constant fear and constant discomfort of training and war crime. And it could be extremely difficult. However, when coming home years or months later, it could not feel the same, because there's always things that change constantly. However, there's something we lack to talk about in the Air Force, and it's a really important message Duffy was trying to put through.